Ring, ring.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh, hello. May
thing
I
on?
speak to... Yes, hello?
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 Yes.
May I speak to Mr. Paige, please?
Oh, yeah, let me get him real quick. Paige! Phone!
The multiple personalities of Mr. Paige on full display today.
There's a lot of people in here. We got a lot of ins and outs. People are coming and going.
So many hats.
Look at them all. There's
For
a
the
lot.
audio listener, he has what could only be described as a landscape of wonderful caps and hats behind him, also known as the Mad Hatter. Matthew Paige, frontman for band DOG, solo artist. Welcome back to the Lipstick Pickup. Again and again and again.
Feels like my own living room. Happy to be here. Good to see you.
It flies by.
It sure does.
We're going to do an end of the year wrap up because I have so many people to thank for what I'm now calling my big year. And it was a big year. And I know I'm going to prove it next year by going very small.
Just to show how big this year was, we're going Steve Martin small.
Yes, we are. You helped me out so much. I told you I've been doing some end of the year inventory. And also reading my dad's book. You helped me kick off the book club. You were one of the first people, and if not maybe the first, that I gave a copy of my dad's book.
Yes, that was such a fun read, and I felt extra blessed. You're like, here, I felt like, ooh, what an artifact of realness.
Boy Scout game knows Boy Scout game.
It does.
And I want to remind you, it was a reciprocated book club because you gave me this one.
That's right. Band life. Just all sorts of stories to be shared.
This is a treasured book right here. I have it on my most important bookshelf right here.
Good. They're not making those anymore.
But I've enjoyed that one too.
Those are out of print.
They're not making either of these books anymore. That's why they are rare. And what do you call an antique book? An antiquarian book. I've learned this from friends who deal in them. This is an antique book.
That's right.
Anyway, you've been so helpful to me this year, and I was going through all the episodes that I did, and I think I've got like maybe 35 published. I got a few in the can. I'm working on this one, and I was looking at all the help you gave me, and then what you really did was in 2024, you really helped me. Do you remember all the recordings that we made in 2024?
Oh, yeah.
And, this is an amateur podcast, like all of them. It got off to a wobbly start. I changed my format. I unpublished nearly 50 episodes, and there's full of gold in there. Matthew teaching me about everything. We were going through the Dan Lecho inventory of things that you have and things that I lent you. That we learned together. Dan Armstrong, we covered it all. And that was in 2024, and that's not even included in this year.
Wow.
So you can't have a big year without a ton of planning the year before. So you helped me in 2024, and in 25, you helped me again. Okay, we talked about so many things over this time. Should I list a few, or is it going to bring back memories like childbirth?
Like good memories? Yeah. I don't want to remember all those good memories. Yeah, come on. What have we covered?
The very first time I ambushed you and made you come on my podcast, I wanted you to talk to me about the real thing, sitar.
That's right.
Which you have some familiarity with.
I do.
Are you still working on your skills with that instrument?
Yes, I actually, thanks to Marco and Tracy over at Mirror, they just had this really cool like sound bath show where it was a bunch of healing drone sounds, and they asked me to come play. So I played my first straight sitar show last week, and it was amazing. Everyone was there for the sake of just sort of, taking a moment and breathing. It wasn't a normal show. The pace was beautiful. It was a solstice party. That's what it was, celebrating the solstice. And so that was my first, okay, here's your set. Play us some sitar. And I did, and it was amazing. It's totally different than a rock and roll show, which I had to like kind of break the cycle of like, okay, well, then you gotta hush. No, there's no hustling, there's no rushing,
Yeah.
there's none of that, and it was fantastic. Yeah, I hope to do more of them.
That's so fun. I had no idea. It is high vibrational, and it is both the real one and the other one. It's high vibrational.
Oh
It's
yeah,
proven. This is proven that this is what this instrument's all about. And I love that.
yes. So hopefully there'll be more of those in the future. I'm hoping to make that just part of something to contribute to the town.
We're gonna have to decide what your uniform is when you perform with the real sitar.
It needs to be very comfortable.
Exactly.
Nothing showy, just comfort. You're gonna want to be comfortable.
You sit on the ground when you really have to play. You have to sit on the ground, correct?
It takes your whole body to hold it, including
Yeah.
your right foot tucked under to hold the
Mm.
body of it. So it's like a whole body holding situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, you sit down. It's not just performative, it's how you hold it.
I don't know if you know this, but one of the reasons why Vinnie Bell really wanted electric sitar, to develop an easier, accessible way is that he didn't want to get down on the floor anymore.
I get
He
that.
actually he had some familiarity with it, because he could play anything with strings, much like you, Matthew strings. But anyway, I love that. Okay, here's some of the other things that either lent you or you already had. You had a significant relationship with Lipstick Pickups, and I really didn't have any idea, although I was an early fan of your band, like a lot of music fans. I'm not paying the most amount of attention to what you're playing, which is why I enjoyed learning retroactively that this Silvertone is part of your iconic sound in a record that I had in my collection, which has gotten a lot of spins in my rotation of my house, that record.
Yes, yeah, that guitar is still one of my favorites. And the only reason I kind of quit bringing it out is it eventually got too precious to kind of,
Yeah.
because out on the road, your guitar freezes and it overheats, and night after night is a lot of abuse. So I kind of just didn't want it to dissolve, you know. So I kind of just saved it for special occasions, which there are many of still. But yes, I love that guitar, and
It's become priceless, which means it doesn't really have a value. If you lost it, you just.
yeah, it's just like a part of me is gone. Well, but
We talked about that one. I lent you the Belzuki, and we had a great time with that one.
that was a lot of fun. That thing's amazing.
It was fun to lend you these instruments because you're a curious guitar string person. You can get curious about anything you put in your hands, as we find out.
Totally, totally.
Um, oh my gosh, you taught me what the hell a banjolin is.
I learned myself. I didn't know. I walked into Fanny's, and shout out Fanny's Music in East Nashville. I didn't know that was a thing, and we got to learn together. That was
Yes,
special.
early years of amplification. It's all been a history lesson. Oh my gosh, I lent you my baby sitar.
Yes, those are amazing. Like that one behind you there. They have that leg. Speaking of that, that's that brilliant design of that leg bar, so you can actually sit and play it. That's
Yeah.
otherwise, they should put those on real sitars too. Something to think about.
Anything that's a teardrop shape is hard to play, apparently, with the
Yeah,
anyway, sitting down. And that's one thing that the Flying V, people talk about how it's hard to play sitting down. And of course, people go, "You're not supposed to sit down when you're playing a Flying V."
or you have to
Anyway,
you have to sit it between your legs like this. Like, oh yeah, who wants to hear some Flying V music?
yeah. I saw somebody giving a demo on one of those Vox teardrops that have become so iconic.
Yeah,
And the guy goes, "It's hard to play sitting down because it rolls around."
yeah, it's not a sit down. Yeah, you got to be
Yeah.
standing up.
Yeah. But you fashioned a strap for the Belzuki that worked out, if I remember.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've made every one of my guitars. I just as soon as I get a guitar, I make it its own strap. So once I had that, I was like, oh well, this needs a permanent
Yeah.
strap, so whoever plays it can have a
I
standing
think it
chance.
might still be on there.
I hope so.
Anyway, I mean, this is a laundry list of things, and one thing that I really love is that my lending you the babysitter, it showed up on your record, and I'm excited about it.
That's right. Yeah, that CD and that track I did with Mr. Greg Latimer. Um, yeah, we used the baby sitar, my real sitar. That's right. Yes, yes. Old Friend Joe. The one-off version of Old Friend Joe on that record has got dual sitars going on.
I really love it because you and I have discussed artists who've used them both in tandem, like the Animals, and you're now in a fine class of people who know how to mix the two.
It's an
No
honor.
less.
Who would have guessed? Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't.
like mixing acoustic guitars and electric guitars. It
Right,
can be done.
right. Yeah, but how many people have an electric and a normal sitar just sitting around? I was very lucky to have those things in my hands at that time of going to the studio. Like it wasn't part of the plan. No, he was just
Yeah.
like, "What instruments do you have?" I'm like, I happen to have some sitars right now." He's like, "Oh yeah, bring those in. We're putting those on. Put them on." Yes.
It, it was like an Easter egg for me. I got the CD, which my husband did the artwork,
Yes.
Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. Amazing. Amazing
I
art.
love this. I love the simplicity of it. And what are you wearing? Wings,
Wangs and a hat.
because you're my wingman. Are they butterfly wings? Are they angel wings? Are they bird wings? They're all of it.
Yeah, it's all of it.
But anyway, so I put it in the dash, and I love the whole record because I love your acoustic folk identity as well. I've seen you perform live with that. But it sat there like at the toward the end of the record, like an Easter egg, where you go electric.
Yes. Yes, yes,
And I
yes.
said, "There it's it,
Yeah,
old friend Joe."
it starts here and then it goes out to space right there at the end.
I love it. Anyway, this is a great record. I've enjoyed it.
Th- Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. Yes.
You've seen my DJ booth before.
I have. It's impressive. Your collection, I mean, I trust your judgment on music. You've probably listened to more music than anybody I know, which
Uh,
is that's saying something.
but this has been in my Mini Cooper for heavy rotation.
That's good. That's good.
Thanks for the disc format too.
You're
I'm
so
waiting
welcome.
for I'm waiting for them to come back around.
Oh, they're coming. They're coming back around all right. Have you seen the new Discmans that are coming out? They're making pocket-sized Walkmans again with modern
I,
technology that they do not skip. You know how they used to not kind of not skip? Now they
yes.
just figured it out and it's
Yeah.
like they've stepped it up.
I have got to have one of those because you know how I defend the disc a lot because of my age. When I got my first disc player and started buying discs, it was a revelation to me. I could carry them around. They're indestructible.
I,
And when I said my DJ booth, I'm talking about my car. The whole thing is a CD rack. There's CDs everywhere, all over the floor, in the back seat. And guess what? They all still play perfectly.
they're the best. I mean, as fight as you might, it's the best sound we have available. MP3s are this big and vinyls are this big, but
Yeah,
CD is it's kind of perfect. Yeah.
yeah.
Hang in
And
there. They're coming back.
it's also easier for artists to have them made. And I remember when people started upping their game with CD packages, the jewel box kind of went away. So people started working with different paper, and it's its own thing. You don't always have to have this vinyl thing. I have records I treasure, but you know what I'm talking about.
Totally. Yes.
Thanks for the format.
You got it.
And it's on Bandcamp.
Yes. That's the
Uh,
only place it is. They keep charging me a bunch of money to have my songs on Spotify and stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm good. If
yeah.
anybody wants it, they can go to Bandcamp and get it.
Yeah.
That's who it's for. Who would actually buy it, and
Mhm.
it's affordable. And then you get to have it forever.
Yes.
What a thought.
A physical copy. I love the Bandcamp thing because you get it digitally and you also get a physical copy if you want
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Can you also just buy the digital copy and not the physical
Of
on
course.
your?
Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. It's mostly that. It's mostly just I like this. You can listen to most of the songs and then you can download it right on your computer. And on certain days, Bandcamp has been very generous. I think it's most Fridays or one Friday a month. I forget when, but it's called Bandcamp Friday. And all of the money on those days from your purchase goes straight to the artist you're buying it from. So Bandcamp doesn't even take a cut. So I thought that was pretty nice of them to even offer on certain days. So if you are supporting an artist, you're like, oh, I wish all this money would go to them. It does.
Yeah.
So thanks, Bandcamp, and people who buy on certain days.
Well, I love the record and it's on Bandcamp. Go get it, folks. If only for one song, I tell you.
I mean,
Old friend Emily.
don't you remember buying a whole CD for one song? Don't you remember that? Buying, a $25 CD for that one song because that's the only way you're gonna hear it.
That's true.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I remember being so disappointed when I bought the Rush Hour soundtrack and the song I wanted wasn't on it.
What was the song?
You know the song Wah, Huh, Good God, Yeah. What is? I wanted that song so bad, and it's in the movie. And young me is like, oh, I don't know who this is. I don't have any knowledge of history of music or anything, and I just want that song. So I asked for the Rush Hour soundtrack for Christmas, and then I get the CD, and it's every song but that one. And I was like, this is worthless to me now.
I'm going to have to go to the Rush Hour soundtrack and see if I can find a song I like on there and I can try to convert you back.
I mean, I liked the movie. I loved the movie. But man, I just wanted that song. It got me so hyped.
Soundtracks. The whole
Yeah, like what?
They couldn't afford it to probably put it on the soundtrack.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
War, it's by the band War, right? That song is just pure energy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And the more I learned about music and writing songs, and then you listen back to that song and you're just like, wow, this is a brilliant song. And it's not on the CD. So folks, don't be getting the Rush Hour soundtrack on CD if you want that song. Just go get War's Greatest Hits.
Or so many compilations.
Yeah, or any other CD besides that one. This is not there. Don't go looking.
You know, in the age of digital music, what really, really started changing things is when they started selling a track for 99 cents. And then that kept people from listening to the whole record. You know, I've got my theories as a layman, journeyman, sociologist, musicologist. Kind of train people not to listen to the whole record. Because, you know, when I was young, you made an excellent point. You had to go buy the whole record, and then you're like, where is it? Well, I just paid for it. I guess I'll listen to it. And you do all this skipping around. And sometimes you need to listen to this record from start to finish. And that's why I am a good listener. And I was sitting there listening to the whole thing from start to finish until I get to the second to the last track, and it's got an electric guitar on it. Thank you, Matthew.
That's right. It's worth listening to. That's right. Little reward.
Focus, people. It's about a discipline.
Come on. There's more to it than just one song. Come on.
For real. Okay, you helped me in so many ways this year.
Same. You're so knowledgeable on all of it, and you so freely share it, and I've learned so much from you. It's amazing.
Well, I appreciate it, and I've got one more thing to recognize your help with before we get into the gear talk portion. I'm going to try to make this a shorty, but we got to talk about a new acquisition in the Lipstick Pickup Listening Lounge Guitar Museum. But here's another thing I got to thank you for. Remember this manifestation?
I sure do. Gosh, I wear mine all the time. I wear mine.
I'm convinced it's because of you.
What?
Came to you, remember, one day, and I said, I think it's time to come up with a merch idea, and I think the bandana is the thing. But I look back on those early recordings, and you're wearing this very smart kerchief, and it's red and white, and I'm like,
yes, make your own.
I went over to see you one day, probably to force another instrument on you, and I told you I had bandana dreams.
Yes.
And you said, I have bandana realities. And you took a bunch of them out, and you said you need to go see my friend
Thomas Patillo
at One Feather Press.
That is right.
And here we have.
Man, and they're legit too. They're not just some screen printed little fun thing. It's like he's got the process down. He uses the right fabrics. He has the right size. They're big. They're bigger than the normal ones, And that design is incredible. Bandana masterpiece. So good choice. Great choice of colors and fabrics. I love it. I wear mine all the time. I'm not wearing it right now, but I was wearing it last night at the show, and it's like, man, big fan.
I've been enjoying selling these, and it's been fun. Everybody's liked it. I'm getting some fun pictures back. I find it interesting who chooses what color.
Oh,
A couple of people have bought both
hmm.
for their own individual use. And then I'm always interested who picks the white, and the red ones go faster than the white ones.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Hey, and another thing I got to thank you for, you told me that I needed to watch Ken Burns' new documentary American Revolution, and I did. I saw some very impressive uniforms. Apparently America has always been full of guns.
Yep. Yep. We love them very much.
I started thinking about the white flag. That was warfare.
Yeah.
Those people were dealing with. And I started
Yes.
thinking about the meaning of the white flag being surrender, treaty, a word I've just learned called parley, Parley. It means two opposing sides coming together to work on an agreement. And so I like the white one.
I do too. I do too.
Surrender.
Let's chill. Can we chill? Can we stop shooting each other? I'd be okay with that.
Let's get
Yeah.
together and work it out. The Beatles taught us that.
I mean, it's in a song for a reason. They made it catchy. We can work it out. Yeah.
Exactly.
I wear my white one all summer long, and then I'll wear my summer or wear the nice dark red one in the wintertime, nice and cozy.
I've enjoyed mine in the summertime just because the sweat, it kind of
Oh,
keeps your neck dry. But in the wintertime, I have some wool sweaters that are kind of itchy around the collar. And I tuck this in there like I've done here today. I've got my LLP and shawl collared sweater, and I have this in here. It's protecting my neck. I don't want to wear a big scarf indoors, but
mm-mm.
this one protects my precious neck.
And it's very smart looking, as you said.
Thank you. Anyway, these are still for sale, but they are selling briskly.
Yes, I mean, I hope you keep them in stock for all your guests and everybody else who wants to support because it's perfect. It's the perfect little conversation starter. And the design's so good looking that you don't immediately go, what's going on? And then you look at it like, that's is that a model 1401 Dano? Yeah, 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 it is.
It gets comments.
I bet.
I like your scarf. Strangers, oh, I like your scarf. And I'll say, uh, I made this. Do you want to buy one?
Yeah,
Sometimes they actually buy them, and sometimes they go, I didn't like it that much.
yeah. Like I was just trying to be nice. You're in, you're in front of me at the coffee shop. I'm just trying to say hi. Yeah.
But I've sold some that way. Hey, I didn't tell you about my big score. Kevin works with so many nice people. One of them bought 7 as stocking stuffers because it's a very Nashville thing, this bandana.
Oh yeah.
Thomas makes those for a lot of stores around here, including Imogene and Willie. It's handmade here in Nashville, and it's got a guitar on it. And anyway, that was a big score. I sold 7. You
And
proud of me?
they're worth the money. Oh God, yeah, of course. I mean, it's a quality product with a quality thing on it. I mean, those are the things that are on every top of the line artists merch tables out in the world. Like you go see someone at the Ryman, they're gonna have that on their merch table, probably for a lot more money than you're selling them for. I think you're being pretty humble with them, but thank God, get them to the people who need them.
Well, I've tried to offer value. Anyway, I couldn't have done it without you because you cheered me on. You were like, yes, you need to do this. And then you told me exactly who to go to get it done. And
Well,
now it sits around my neck.
you connected all the dots, so good on you. Well done.
That's not manifesting. That's manifesting.
Can I use that? Am I allowed to use that?
Hey, when I was road tripping the Christmas holiday, I saw something. It was like a lawyer, and his name was Matthew, and he uses it in the word matters.
Ooh.
Matters. Matters. There's so many fun ways to play on your name. Anyway, so last night I saw you perform. I try to make these episodes evergreen, but I gotta say, in a timely fashion, last night on December the 28th, I went to the Five Spot and saw an interesting lineup. And you started it off with your friend, Jason Morrow, and Zach was on drums.
Zach Murphy on drums, who plays with me in DOG, and Mr. Brian Wright, who is a brilliant guitar player, songwriter in his own respect. He also ran with his wife Sally J, the label Cafe Rooster for the time that they ran it, and they put out our live album, Blackfoot Gypsies Live at the Basement, and they were super supportive. They put out a bunch of records, and he's just been a man of the community for a long time. And he was on lead guitar too, so it was the four of us. We've all had history together for a long time, and we just jumped right in. Jason was like, "I got songs. Who wants to play?" And we're all like, "Well, we will." And so they rock. He just wants to rock, and we rock. He writes really good songs that have to do with modern issues, and he's not just saying nothing, which is, I like it when someone has something to say. So he has something to say, and we're playing it, and it's awesome. It rocks. And I get to play bass, which I love playing bass.
Yes, it was a great show, and it kind of knocked me over. And I told Jason, had we met before, and I know Brian, I've met him a couple of times over the last few years, but I hadn't seen him in person in a couple of years, Brian writes. I talked to him for just a second. Anyway, it was boiled over with the whole lineup, and sorry, his brother is Jason, right?
Scott and Justin. Sorry, there's a lot of names. There's a lot of names going on, but yes, Scott and Justin. Justin, who I play bass with as well, Justin and the Cosmics. His brother, Scott Collins.
Yes.
Also played last night.
Yes.
And that was
they were all there.
Outstanding. Yeah, everyone was there.
And I loved that show a lot. That was some very interesting guitar work, songs, and some very fine singing. Yes. He's a singer.
He can sing.
He can sing his
like a bird. And he's got stuff to say too. I mean, it's and he doesn't write your bass. I mean, in Nashville, it's so easy to fall into this formula of like, oh, these are the songs and this is how you write them, and welcome to the town, and this is, step 1, 2, 3. He doesn't do that.
Formulaic.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. And thank God. He does his own versions of formulas, and it keeps it very interesting, and we're very lucky to have him in town.
Man, the keyboard electronic elements there were on point.
Yes, Christopher Lord is a wizard. He records all of Scott's music, I believe, and co-produces it, so he's in it. He's very in it.
And our mutual friend, Stephen Cooper.
Yes, Mr. Cooper, one of the finest guitar players in town, and he gets to shine in that band. He just, he's just a great guitar player. He just really is. He just takes the whole thing and goes, wah.
Yeah, very atmospheric. And he was also dressed well, I will say.
He was wearing something I made, I believe. He was wearing one of my jackets.
He looked great in it, too. He always looks great.
Yes.
I like his style. He's been a guest on my podcast, and I told him, you made me a very proud parent last night. By the way, the episode that I recorded with him was especially popular quickly. I get these metrics from my hosting site. That's why I know these episodes are evergreen, because I published one a year ago and people are still downloading it. But that one got a bunch of downloads up front. Why, I don't know. I told him, you got the mojo, Stephen.
He does have the mojo. That's why he's got all the cool guitar gigs, man. He's got the mojo.
He's got the cool frames, the cool hair, cool shoes, everything.
He's a cool guy. It's not surface level. He's a real one. He is a great guy. And he's always got a joke for you. He'll never leave my house without telling me the latest joke he heard, and they're always good. He's good at them. He's very good at them.
He's hilarious. He's really funny. I think you'll approve when I tell you that I gave him 2 bandanas on the house for his time and attention.
Very kind of you.
Yes. And this is one of the year's events, and I'm going to tell you, this all started. Talk about manifesting. The guitar that you have, once you hold it up, the guitar that you have, we're going to talk about today, was completely manifested. It was so manifested it fell from the sky, which is why it's blue. Really, how this all started is our interest in Silvertone. And I made a recording with Rick Taylor of Silvertone, learned some things about the modern day Silvertone that were news to me and you. And I went over there and I was like, hey man, those Silvertones aren't made of masonite anymore. They're made out of mahogany.
And what did he have to say about that?
I'm going to be honest. This is off the cuff. Matthew was suspicious.
what can I say? You know, I'm a creature of habit, and I have tried some of the newer versions of either, you know, some of those middle ground Danos, those Silvertones, and where they're trying to do the modern version of being efficient
Hmm.
with the gear that they had, which is what made the original version so great too. You know, they made all the elements of stuff they kind of already had,
Hmm.
and so I think they've fished around over the years about what works, what the consumer liked about the original versions, and I gotta say, this one is awesome. And it's not cut and dry, cut and paste like it used to be. It's not just like a regurgitation of the old style. The modern
Right.
updates work, and
Hmm.
it's a very encouraging guitar to play, which is rare to actually pick up a guitar and it scream at you, "Yes, please keep playing me." That usually doesn't happen to me when you pull a guitar out of the box.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you got this out of the box. You brought it to me. I plugged it in. It got shipped to you. It was in a box. Maybe in the sky, maybe in vans, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, who knows. I didn't touch a knob on it. I plugged it in. It was still in tune and played perfectly, perfectly set up. I didn't touch anything. I haven't messed with it at all. Usually I dial in the intonation, I adjust the neck, whatever. I make sure everything's tight. You said it was good to go as soon as you got it, and you weren't joking. It was literally perfect.
Yeah. I want to recognize how we were joking that I manifested it or we manifested it, and it is true. I talked to Rick Taylor about this guitar and other things. I got news from Silverstone, and we talked about it during the course of the year. Later on in the year, I did a podcast with the King of Strings, Dean Farley, who lives in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We've done two podcasts together because he knows a lot about strings and he also knows Hartley Peavy. And I wanted to talk to him about Hartley Peavy because, I can't talk to Hartley Peavy, so I'd rather talk to somebody who knew him from back in the day when they would work trade shows together. Anyway, at some point when when I had Dean on the podcast, he went back and listened to previous episodes and was so interested in what was going on at Silvertone, he wrote to Rick. They started talking about maybe working on a string project together. I don't know if they did or not, but Dean got sent one and he loved it. He had your same experience. He got sent one up in Cape Cod, and he starts blowing my phone up about how he can't believe that it came out of the box in tune and it sounds so great and there's so much in there and they're selling this for what, and he endorses it. He thinks it's a great guitar, uniformly. And so Dean kept telling me, "You need one of these," and he sent me one.
Wow. Wow.
And that makes him my first. You've given me so much of your time, but that really is. It was a sponsorship. He bought it and he sent it to me, and that was a very generous thing to do. He was tracking it the whole time. Your guitar's going to be there Tuesday. He knew when it showed up. He wanted to see it come out of the box, and it did come in the most charming box. I can't even bear to throw it away. It says Silvertone on it. Anyway, he goes, "What do you think? What do you think?" And I'm like, "Dean, I don't know how to play this."
I don't know. It looks nice.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and boy, it looks stunning on my wall. But we're gonna have to talk to somebody who knows how to play guitar about this thing. So I messaged you and I said the eagle has landed.
Oof. What an eagle it is. Like
Do
it's
you
incredible.
even remember when I brought it over there? It was like the hazy days of summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was still warm out for sure.
And we forgot about it. No, you didn't forget about it. I forgot about it.
Oh,
So I left it with you and I said, play this thing. And you immediately loved it. You were the first person to touch it and or play it. Nobody's touched it. Dean sent it to me. It sat on my wall for a couple of days and then I brought it to you and I took all the cynicism away. You love the solid body and you love this guitar. And what's cool about this, you have a lot of guitars,
yeah.
a lot of
Mm-hmm.
guitars.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to fully disclose the number. You have a lot of guitars.
Let's just say
You don't have,
I have enough to have generated an opinion about some of them. Let's just go with that.
you didn't have a baritone guitar until this.
Not one. No. No,
Okay.
because most of them aren't that inspiring to play to me. I've picked up a few. I've picked some of the Fender Sixes. I've played some of the other kind of baritones that are sometimes sitting around a studio, and they're always like, oh, that's cute. We can use that on a sound of that's something to use, you know.
Yeah.
But this one was actually like, oh, I want to play it. It just asks you to keep playing it. So I did. I played this one a lot. And it's still brand new feeling. Like, you can tell it's sturdy. That was one of the fun parts of the old guitars. Is like, you probably can't break this. And this one feels the same. It's like you're playing something very solid, very sturdy, which to the price point, you never know what you're going to get when you're buying a guitar under $1,000. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, well, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has surpassed all expectations.
Yeah, if we can't be doing the work of Silvertone without showing allegiance to inexpensive guitars, because that's the Silvertone story,
Right?
is that it was accessible.
Right?
And everybody else, the thing I see most on threads and other places, my daughter wants to play guitar, electric guitar. What should I get her? And, not everybody should start on a super expensive guitar, but that doesn't mean that isn't, it's good. It's good enough for her and it's good enough for Matthew Page.
Dude, it's good enough for a lot of people. I mean, there's a reason Beck still plays his.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's still staples in every studio. If you go to any recording studio, they're going to have some version of this guitar if they,
Yeah.
know it's good for them.
Yeah. So thank you, Dean Farley.
Shout out Dean.
So you're enjoying playing it, and I'm enjoying being the receiver of this generous offer.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you for connecting the dots on that and letting me have my faith reinstilled in the Silvertone brand. They figured it out and they have, I think, met the modern version of the greatness that once was. I really believe it. This is a testimonial to it. They did a great job.
All right, show it off for me. I want to hear it. Don't.
Yes. Well, we'll just go over it real
Yeah.
quick just
Yeah.
to talk
Talk to
about it.
me.
It's just a baritone, right? And it is solid, and I love this clear plastic pick guard. Simple, effective. You got your two pickups, right? And I like this. It's like kind of a Stratocaster style bridge where you get to intonate every string, whereas the original had that one piece of rosewood wood, one piece of wood. You kind of had to. It was never really in tune, but it was close enough if you played it right. And then great controls. These actually work. Sometimes those double stack knobs got a little funky or dirty, or one of them things would fall off, but this one is solid. I've messed with it a whole bunch, really solid. And they strung the strings through the body, which I really appreciate. They could have just ran them through the back here and just had a cheap version of just, okay, we don't need to drill holes and put in washers and make it solid. So now that has this full connection with the body, and especially in baritone, having that resonance connection with the body, that makes a big difference. There's a reason Telecasters and all sorts of Fender guitars go strung through the body. It makes a big difference.
Wow. Do you think that's the reason why it was in tune when it arrived to you?
I think that's part of it. That definitely adds to the stability of it. Everything plays
It
a
all
part of
worked.
it being in
Yeah.
tune. These bolts, the way the neck's stuck on the tuners, they did a good job of, like, look at these cool tuners. They look like
Yeah.
original old school tuners. They're new, obviously, but they
Mm.
did a great job of making them work. So
The
the tuner,
headstock is beautiful.
it really is. The tuners do an enormous job of all of that. They have a budget-friendly nut on it, which is fine. It sounds great, where they used to make them out of metal, but that has its pros and cons. You can indent metal, and a lot of times the nut on the old metals, you get a groove pressed into the metal, and then you either have to sand it down, and then you messes with your action. But this seems completely fine, and I wouldn't change anything on it and just keep playing it. But the neck is chunky, not wimpy. It's not uncomfortable to play. The frets are huge, like they're really nice, wide, fat frets, and the edges of them are really done. A lot of times, budget guitars, the edge of it, they won't finish their frets very well, and it'll scrape your hand and mess you up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But these are super polished, really well set up. The action's good all the way down it. It was already intonated. You don't have to intonate anything. The 12th fret is the same as the open string. That's what the intonation means.
Mm-hmm.
And you can adjust. You got your truss rod right down here, adjustment. So if your neck does bend in the summer or winter, which is totally natural, you can adjust it right there. You don't have to take off a truss rod cover. A lot of times it's up here, but super accessible. You don't have to take anything apart to get to anything. That's where you get to all your electronics. That's where you change your this and that. And it's like asking to be hot rodded. If you want to fix it or change it or do anything, go to town. It's easy. So those are all the components, and the lipstick pickups themselves are beautiful and look identical to, they didn't mess with the perfect part, and it's a good sized body. It's like Les Paul kind of shaped body.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear how it sounds here. It just rings. It just keeps going.
That is sustain. I heard it.
It just keeps going. And a lot of times with these thicker string guitars, they're like less easy to play, but this one plays like then you turn on your vibrato and you get staple singers up in here.
Come on.
Well, and then you have your different pickup selectors. So you get if you use your bridge pickup, it gets twangier. Or if you want that sweet, sweet maple honey tone, you get up to the neck. Turn the tone down. Get all your woman tone. Huge range of tone in a guitar that you sort of just kind of lump into just one sound. Like, oh, there's the baritone sound. Like, no, it does all the sounds. Put some slide on it. It just sounds good everywhere you play it.
This is a Christmas story.
It's so beautiful.
Because I saw you perform on bass last night, and you are a killer bass player, Mr. Paige.
Thank
Very
you.
instinctive.
Thank
And
you.
I love the bass sound of that band, by the way. You guys were jamming.
Yes. Man, his songs are very encouraging to rock and get with it. It's sort of punk rock, and but the idea of that kind of music is it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's loud and it's fun, and you say what you need to say, and you move on.
But, the baritone is a hybrid, right? I mean, it's a guitar and a bass, and it's baritone, right? And that's the perfect, that you did not have a baritone before. I'm like, what's happening here?
I know, it's kind of bizarre.
You
I just
gotta have one.
I never had one that was encouraging enough to play, honestly. It was always just like, oh, okay, well, we need a, whatever. If you want that 60s country, they did a lot of cool solos back in the day with those country baritones. George Jones, all those, Little Jimmy Dickens, a lot of those solos were just cool baritones. But I never had one or had played one that was like, oh, I want one, But yeah, this goes from guitar sounds. That's low. And usually when you get low in frequencies and stuff like that, it gets muddy or harder to play, or you have to be more articulate. You have to be careful with the lower notes and the lower strings. But this is not to be careful about anything. You just kind of get to play it. And so the freedom of guitar meets the sounds of bass. That's what's happening here. and it does such a good job. I don't know. It's just for outside of it being a baritone, it's just a great
Hmm.
playing instrument. It doesn't even matter that it happens to be in that register. No buzzing. I am playing it through my cool Dan Electro amp, so they're sort of meeting in the middle with their sounds and their frequencies.
Your
Uh,
amp and case amp? That's
no, this
playing.
is this is the Dan Electro Centurion is what this one's called. It's just a 112 amp. I've played it for you over in my house. That's the
Yeah.
one that so it was usually in the living room, but I brought it in over here
Yeah.
because it sounds so good with this guitar and the vibrato sounds so good. I think Ray would approve. It does everything you want, right? You got guitar down here, you got bass up here. It's
Damn,
fun.
that's great.
It's super versatile.
Well, Rick Taylor, I think I told you this after I met him, and he informed me about the things going on modern day Silvertone. He worked in Nashville a long time, and I believe he was a bass player, and he was also a touring man. And he said, "I didn't tour in buses; I toured in vans." He had opinions about the changes and everything else, and I'm glad to hear that you're kind of in agreement with him.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something about those old guitars that was so clear and easy to play. Once you got them set up a little bit, they took a little love, but once you had
Yeah.
them set up, they would sing. And this one, they figured it out. They
Yeah.
did a great job. As you can tell, it's not extra frills. You don't need binding, you don't need extra paint, you don't need any of that.
Yeah.
This is a working man's guitar and it sounds great. It's like a pleasure to play.
Solid.
Super solid.
Well, I love it. It's
I do too.
community property. You now have a baritone guitar. We're not going to actually bicker nor dicker over where it is possessed. If I ever need it over here on my wall, we'll put it over here on my wall. If you ever need a baritone guitar, you got it,
Here it
baby.
is. Well, thank you. This is as good as it gets, in my opinion. I couldn't ask for anything more. This is a solid, great instrument.
Yeah.
Good on you, Silvertone, and way to send her one because you made the right move. You know what I'm talking about? You made the
Well,
right move.
so
Excuse me.
Silvertone,
I meant
nothing.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
just to make it no fault of anybody's, I didn't get this guitar from Silvertone,
Right. Right.
and I guess I'd like to point it out because there are a lot of podcasters who work these kind of arrangements with people. Give me something, and I'll talk about it.
Right.
And that's not the way this worked. And I like that. This is sincere. This is an unpaid endorsement. We could have gotten this guitar, and you have not liked it, and we could not have not discussed it, but you were decided you love it.
Yeah.
We didn't get it from Silvertone. If they ever offered to to send me a guitar, I would have asked for the coral one because that is my color. You know, I love this coral orange.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I
Oh
think
yeah.
they make that one in a coral color. It's beautiful, but
They do have
anyway,
nice choice of colors. This is a there's it's I don't know if you can tell on
it's
the video, but it's
beautiful.
blue sparkle. It's not just blue. That's like
Yeah,
there's like an element of carnival sparkle, like Evil Knievel helmet going on in there.
yeah,
So that's was not necessary for them to do, but they're classy. They're classy
yeah.
like that. Put a little
It's
sparkle in it.
beautiful.
It really
It's a
is.
refined one too. It's kind of a metallic blue, and I can't remember what they call it, but it's
That sounds
beautiful.
right. And that's what it looks like. And man, good choice.
We're
And
gonna
thank you.
see you. I'm gonna need to see you perform live with this one of these days.
I think it's going to be happening. I think it's going to be happening.
All right. It'll be a joint venture.
Yes,
Matthew's gonna play my guitar today. Our guitar. It's not
our
my guitar.
guitar.
It's our
Yes,
guitar.
that's
It's
right.
community property. Anyway, we have Dean Farley to thank for that. Thank you, Dean
Thank you,
Farley, from the
Dean.
bottom of my cold black heart for
That's
sending me this guitar.
it's getting some love. Thank you, Dean. It will not go unappreciated.
Yes. Well, I told you I wanted to try to make this a 20-minute episode, and it looks like we're at 55. So,
Nailed it.
there. Oops, I did it again.
You know, when we get to talking, it's hard not to talk about all the fun things. Come on.
Anyway, I'm rushing some recordings into the end of the year, and then I'm going into retirement in January. I won't be doing as many recordings because I need to rest. And I also need to go back in and make people aware of those other recordings.
Correct.
And I also need to re-edit the things that we did that I don't want to be for naught in 2024, I want to try to. I'm getting better at editing, and I want to re-edit those and bring them back. So, anyway, this was sort of. I wanted to push a few more recordings into the new year, and this is one that we had to get done. Baritone.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Emily, for sharing your knowledge and wisdom with me over the years. You are the authority, in my opinion, on Masonite and lipstick and the whole history of this section of the musical world. So I've learned a lot from you. So thank you. Thank you so much. And I know you're just going to keep pumping out good stuff, and I'm here anytime you need me. So
With your assistance.
whatever I got, I'm here to offer it.
You're my sympathetic string, but you're also my wingman.
Hey.
Style scout.
That's right.
Technical advisor. Tailor.
I mean, yeah.
Tell me about, before we close, tell me about the hat you're wearing today.
It's my dad got me. We used to live in Portland, Oregon. We lived next to this army surplus store, and so he got me this real made in Russian, whatever these are called. I forget the names of them.
Yeah.
Russian hats, and so it's been hanging on my wall, and I've wanted to learn how to make them. So I finally studied the pattern and studied the whole thing, and I made this out of just some fabric I had around, which is some great Scottish herringbone. That's the real deal. And rather than line it in fur, I had some orange corduroy. This is pretty cool. And then
Nice.
lined it with some insulation. And so I did this one to get the pattern down, and it's just wild orange and cool, and my bass player wears them all the time, so I've been studying them for a long time, and I wanted to be able to make them. So I gave it a shot. So this was my first swing at it. And it's warm and weird, and I like it.
It's got that Russian look. You got to have those flaps.
You got to have the flaps up the front. You got to have the ear flaps up the top. I was like, it's all fun and games till your ears get cold. And then...
All right, Dr. Zhivago.
All right. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.
I can't thank you enough for your time today. Yet again, more time.
Hey, come on. What else do we have? We got to spend it with the folks we care about, doing the things we love. So thanks for having me be a part of it. A part of your lipstick empire. It's an honor and a privilege.
Hey, when are you playing next? When are you playing next?
Well, DOG's playing New Year's Eve in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, and next time we're playing in town, Nashville, we are playing February 20. It's part of 615 Indie Live, which is the Nashville Indie Festival, which takes place at a bunch of different venues all over town. And we are playing on... Jesus. When are we playing live? It's February... Sorry, I don't remember everything. February 7th, excuse me, at the East Side Bowl. And we're going to be playing... that's the night that every indie venue in town has a bunch of indie bands playing on. This is the second year that they're doing it, and they gave us a stage to curate. They're like, pick your favorite friends Nashville indie bands to play with you. And so we're going to be playing at, I think it's called the 58, the front room of the East Side Bowl. Mm-hmm. And we asked Lily Hyatt to play with us. We asked the Minx to play with us, and Family Dog, which is a newer band in town. So it's going to kind of run the gamut of a lot of cool music. And anyway, February 7th, it's a Saturday, East Side Bowl. Come on out. And you just might see your baritone getting rocked.
I'm going to be there.
So
I'm going to be there. Do you know that there is an old band from the 70s called the Family Dog?
I do.
Yeah, it's got 2 G's, though. One, it's like a second G on the end.
Yes, I think they were weren't they a San Francisco band? I believe they were part of that movement.
I can't remember the details. I want to say something. There's Canadian in there. Anyway.
Probably.
I know that if y'all love that word, curated it.
Well, they asked us, like, do you guys want a stage and you could pick the bands on it? We said, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
That sounds great.
And so that'll be a fun night. So come on out, Feb 7th. Well,
my happy ass will be there.
Yes, I'll see you there. Happy ass.
The other day, I made a great recording I've yet to publish with Jim Washburn, who met Dan Armstrong. I can't wait to tell you about my conversation that I had with him, because you and I did an episode on Armstrong where we talked about his legacy and the guitar and all that, plexiglass or whatever you call it. But anyway, he said that his wife taught him this thing. Does this sound like I'm hanging up? So thank you, Silvertone, Dean Farley, Rick Taylor, Matthew Paige, Morrow, the Collins family, everything this year I was flying high in 25 and I'm going to be crawling small in 26.
As long as you're still crawling. And thank you, E-Money, Lipstick Pickup Queen, for being the best.
Thank you, Matthew. Does it sound like I'm hanging up?
Does it?
Bye.
Bye.
If you hear excellent tone and the sound of birds chirping, it means you've made it through an entire episode of the Lipstick Pickup podcast. You're as free as a bird now, but I hope you'll join me again soon. Comments or questions? I can be reached at emily@thelipstickpickup.com.